Let's go with it. All right. So, hi everybody. So those of you who know in the MC, now it's my turn to present, and I'm here to talk about the topic. I'm going to talk about is at the bottom here, turning a Web3 game into a multi-platform story experience. Now we've had a lot of talks this morning about fashion and multiverse or metaverse, sorry, and now I'm going to talk about something in like with the Web3 gaming and NFT space and how to design for it. Now, my background is it's a little braggy, but I'm going to just give you context here. I'm the chief content officer of Meta Theory. I'm a three-time Primetime Emmy winner. A little boasty, but I'm giving you context. I did the first two shows that won Emmys for YouTube, and I did the first show that won an Emmy for Twitch with a Peabody win. So what do I specialize in? I specialize in telling interactive stories on new technology and new platforms. So tying to metaverse, tying to Web3, tying to games. You're going to see that the work I do, or the work I did here, is interactive, innovative, and multi-platform. You want to follow me, Bernie Sue, all the platforms, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Let's get into it. So Dustbreakers is the collection. This is an NFT collection you can get now. What is it? We call it a Web3 sci-fi saga. So it's more than just a collection. It's not just art. It's a saga. It's a franchise. It's Web3. It's NFTs. It's games. And it's a science fiction story. I'm just only going to give you enough to just make you understand the technology and the strategy here. It's a massive spaceship called the Dusk. There you have a picture. And it's got humans that explore it. All the people you see at the top there, they're cybernetic humans going up to the spaceship to explore it. That's the basic story. All you need to know for now, right? Now, when we talk about franchises, let's take some precedent here. Let's talk about some big franchises. Star Wars, Harry Potter, Marvel. Now, these are all billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar company franchises today. Two are owned by Disney, one's owned by Warner Brothers. But let's talk about the origins. They weren't always multi-platform franchises. They had somewhat humble-ish beginnings. Star Wars was a movie first, back in 1977, 1978. Harry Potter was books. Now, multiple movies, multiple series of movies. It's got lands and Universal that are across different continents around the world. And Marvel, probably right now, I would say the biggest of all three of these, started half a century ago as comic books. Still comic books. But most of you in this room who know Marvel probably consume most of the Marvel content as movies and TV shows, right? It is transformed, or rather transcended across platforms than their original. So why I bring this up is the question of today. How do you start a franchise? If your goal is this, how do you start it today? What's the strategy? I have one for you. Let's try one out here. Let's start with NFTs, okay? Why not? It's here, it's technology, it's art connected together. So we started with the Dustbreakers, the humans I talked about. 10,000 unique PFP NFTs. You see some examples up there. But let's bring some story into this. Who are the Dustbreakers? Well, the first 10,000 are the first 10,000 NFTs. In context with the other franchises, the first 10,000 Jedi, the first 10,000 wizards of Harry Potter. That's the idea we're going for here. We're presenting them that the first 10,000 characters, potentially, of our multi-platform franchise are the PFPs, okay? We launched in November 2021, about a year ago today. We sold them for 0.06 ETH, which is a pretty reasonable mint price, I would say. And we sold out. All 10,000 are gone. If you want to pick one up, secondhand, they're not too expensive, but feel free to pick one up. All right, we also have games. I said we're a gaming company. We have games. We've released 3 games so far. Give you context here. These are not AAA games. AAA games take years to develop, but we've done 3 experiences so far. We launched one when we launched the Mint in December last year. We did a stronger or more enhanced version of that with bosses, bigger aliens on the ship that you could fight. And this a few months ago, we launched a new one, which we'll talk about more in the presentation. So let's get to it. And of course, I mentioned story. Okay, story. This is something I've heard repeated on the Xverse panels across the way there. Everybody is talking about story, and that's really important to me. I'm a storyteller. So this is the way we're approaching it so far. Comics, animated shorts, and world lore. So animated shorts, you know, those of you in animation takes time. It's expensive. You can't, so we're exploring it out as we go. We got a few videos up, just getting started. Comics, everybody knows how comics, I just brought Marvel up, started as comics. So we can expand the story across these mediums, okay? And so also, who are we, where are we? So just to be very transparent, our parent company is called Meta Theory. You see that in my bio. The IP is called Dustbreakers. We did a capital raise earlier this year, just being very transparent. There's the partners there on the right. A16Z, Pantera, FTX, who's like right over there. I'm also speaking later here today on the stage, so don't go anywhere. Just being transparent about that. Let's go on together. All right, so how do you put it all together? And why this is different from what I just described earlier, it's like you just told me, I just told you what the three areas were. But they weren't connected through technology. They're just there. They're just comics over here, there's a game over here, and there's NFTs over here. They aren't a connected experience. So that's what the Web3 is, to me, okay? You can debate with me about it. You can say I'm incorrect, or you have different approaches about it. That's okay. I'm just saying from the storyteller in me, if you're gonna do it, you should connect them. So I'm gonna click to a video. Oh, no, I guess there's the video. Well, we'll see. So we called it the Gribble Experience. So this Gribble Experience is up right now. It's multi-platform, it's connected, it's stories, NFTs, and games. And I think this is the video if it plays. All volume. All right, let's talk about this. Great, okay. So how does it start? You gotta have a starting point. NFTs, as I said earlier, we start with NFTs. Second collection, the Gribble Egg NFTs, the eggs, okay? They're alien Gribble eggs. They evolve and can be powered up. You can see the variations there. They all start the same. It's that top left one there, the basic kind of Dragon Ball looking thing. And they evolve and they grow and they're I think the word is compostable, whatever. You can change them through gameplay is what I mean here. And you need to know eggs need to be cared for. And how do you do that? You got to incubate them. And you can manage them in this kind of web interface that we built together. You can pair them with your breakers. If you have an NFT from our first collection, you connect it to the one in the second collection. They work together. They power them up. And there's an interface where you can see the resources you have to go get and power up your eggs. This may be a little confusing. Like, why the resources? What's the story here? As I said before, there's a story. You got to start with story, right? So we tell you the story. This is a visual novel experience. We call it Adrian's Sanctuary. Adrian's the scientist who discovered how to hatch these eggs, how to power them up, and he tells you how to do this. Okay, it's interactive. It's kind of an RPG dialogue branching experience that you're probably familiar with. Any of you played that? It's also interactive because we built in our community on Discord. If you ask a question to Adrian on Discord, he may respond to you in the story. We actually wrote visual novel scripts on the fly to bring audiences into the story. But the important thing, story-wise, is that he tells you how to grow your eggs, and he tells you where to get the resources. And he says you have to go down this very forbidden, dangerous zone on the Dusk, the spaceship. And that's where the game comes in, all connected together, as I said. The game, Twilight Shift, it's a roguelike stealth shooter gameplay experience. It is set on a forbidden area of the spaceship, part of the story, part of the experience. And you can see here, it's not a shooter necessarily. Yes, there's some shooting, but the point of this game is to get the resources. So you have to kind of sneak around. You've designed it that the more you kill, the worse it is for you. It's like almost impossible. You have to avoid the monsters to get the resources, to power up your eggs. So, what does that mean? It means that it's all connected, as I said. The NFTs are connected to the story experience, which is connected to the game experience, making this one connected multi-platform experience. Still going on today, dustbreakers.gg/play. There's my contact if you care to reach out. And I am ready for any questions you may have. Thank you very much. I made this short and fast because, yeah, look at that. Easy. Yes, go ahead. You go in, Mike.
Thank you very much for showing us your insights. I'm curious, how unique is what you have demonstrated here? How many similar plays are out there, or how much of a front runner are you with what you're doing?
Sorry, I can barely hear you. Say it again.
I'm saying, how unique is this ecosystem, this narrative, this potential franchise that you have built, or how many others at a similar stage are out there?
Well, I can't say I can speak to every collection, right? To be fair, right? I have not seen this strategy yet. I've seen the one where they're like, we're going to build this giant game over 3 years with NFTs. That's a AAA experience. And we'll kind of lightly sprinkle in some comic stories as we go. So I've seen that to several levels, okay? I've seen mini games connected to NFT collections. Hey, I'm going to play this game to power the NFT. But I haven't seen all this together where it's like really strong story-driven with the game, with the NFT together. So hope that answers your question. Any other questions? Right here in front?
Hi. How long did it take you to build this, and how easy would this be to be replicated? This is one. Sorry, I have
Sure.
two questions.
Go ahead.
The second one
Go ahead.
is, how do you see adoption?
The first question is how long it took to build. Second one is adoption. Okay, so how long it took to build. So this experience. So this just one experience. It took months. I mean, it's a big team. There's a tech team. There's a gaming team. There's a story team, and there are 3 separate teams. So there's a team that's doing the platform, meaning like the website, the incubation, the leveling. That's that. Then there's a team building the game. That's a separate team that is working together with this one. Okay. Then there's the story team that's writing the story to explain everything. Why do you need to level up the eggs? Why do you have stages? What's the story? Like, how does the power work, right? So you have to connect all 3 together. It's all wallet. By the way, to be clear, it is all wallet connected. Okay. So when you read the story experience, you get assets, and then you can power up the NFTs in your wallet with that. So it's all connected. When you log into the game, it looks in your wallet and sees what assets you have. So you play the game. So it's all connected. That's my point of the presentation, is that connecting it all together. Your other question was about adoption, right? It's tricky. It's tricky. I'm using this from a point of experience, all right? So there are gamers and there are crypto people, and there is an overlap here. It's very difficult right now to get gamers into crypto, okay? And not everybody in crypto wants to play games. So that's a challenge right now. So the question is, how difficult do you make it for them to play the game with the collection, with any of the collection, and vice versa? Right now, I'll tell you, this is new. We have good days and we have less good days. So yes. Any other questions? Right here in the front. I'm going to be respectful to our next speaker and check on time. Oh, we have room for a couple more. Cool.
Thank you. Excellent presentation.
Thank you.
Where is the economical part? Is just on the base value of the NFTs and being tradable by the characters. But then this is as well a bridge with 2 questions, that then if the story goes to more of one character, would that NFT straight away be more value than the other NFTs? Or it depends on how you play it, or it depends how you evolve it? And if you have a game, is the game connected and it's like kind of play to earn, or if it's more like earn to play? Because we're building the NFT, right?
Lots of questions. Okay, so let's go through it. We do not have a coin yet. There's no coin right now. So there's no play and earn experience, none of that yet, okay? Will we do that? Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. Your question about the characters, very good question, all right? So that's the theory, right? So going to Star Wars, if someone owns Luke Skywalker, super valuable, right? Someone owns Spider-Man, super valuable, okay? In this experience with the game and the eggs, the only thing you're powering up here right now are the eggs. So level 5 is level 5, stage 3 is stage 3. You can just play the game and get there. So there's not really like this super unique value to that yet, okay? With the NFTs, that's a different experience, okay? So if I were to take your NFT of a character and put it into the comic book, that character would inherently be more valuable, correct? Okay? We have done this. We have done this with our characters, all right? We have a gamified experience that's off-platform that says, hey, we want you to, if you want your character to be in the comic book, here's the contest that you can use to do that. It's a separate strategy than this specific conversation, but it's right up my alley. That's the stuff I love. But that's a theory, right? Like, you know, for Star Wars, there's a Boba Fett character. Boba Fett, when the beginning was not valuable. No one knew who he was. Now he's got a TV show. He's got 2 TV shows. So the potential value of a long-term hold here, yeah, but high value for sure, for sure. Good question though. Any other questions before we wrap up? No? Thank you very much. My name is Bernie. I'm your MC over there. It's not going anywhere, but thank you. I'll take the applause. Thank you very much. And next up, setting up for the stage, we got, I told you it's weird. It's talking and MCing. Okay, we got investing in Web3 gaming. Ha, good question. All right. And I believe Brian Rose is the moderator, correct? They're getting ready. So we'll be ready in a few minutes. Got to get the chairs up, get these tables back up, make sure they're hydrated. Food's still